Okay, so the next movie in 2017 was Spider-Man: Homecoming, and the movie came out in July of 2017, and I most recently watched this movie on January 27th, 2019. I liked the Spider-Man movie. I had a lot of fun watching it. There were a lot of cute, funny moments. I don't know why I said cute. I was so caught up in one particular moment or scene, I kind of didn't write any other scenes that really stood out to me. But it's okay because this is the main scene that I want to talk about. Again, I don't think I noticed it the first time I saw it, but every time I saw it again and again and again, it became more prevalent to me that this is what it means to me. So the scene I'm talking about is the Tony and Peter moment just after the ferry incident where Spider-Man kind of botches the deal, and Iron Man kind of has to come in and fix what Peter broke. And within that moment, there some of the lines really stood out to me, and the big one that really stood out to me was when Peter says, "I just wanted to be like you," and then Tony responds, "And I wanted you to be better." That scene reminded me a lot of a similar moment that I had with my own dad. And I think it was the end of 2016 or beginning of 2017. My dad works as a contractor, so he has to go to Home Depot to get tools. And I don't know if he was fixing up the house or if he was getting something for his job, but he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go to Home Depot so I can get some tools." So I said, "Oh, okay, I'll go with you. I need to get some tools for work too." And then with a certain look, and my dad kind of has RBF, so kind of turned that up a little bit, and then with, I'm still not sure how to describe it, but with a certain demeanor, there's something about the way he said why, like, again, slapped me across the face. It wasn't like he yelled it. It wasn't like he said it loosely, like, "Oh, why do you need tools?" It was like, it was as if there was a feeling of disappointment when he said that. And, I didn't think too much of it at first. I mean, yeah, I did think, why is he overreacting? I'm just getting tools for work. This is a normal thing, right? Like, I have to get tools for my job. I have to. This is just how it works. I'm starting small, that usual mentality. It was kind of like he was saying, he didn't explain this to me directly, and he didn't break it down for me, but this is just kind of what I felt like he was thinking or feeling, and even he probably doesn't even know that he was thinking or feeling that way. And that was, I didn't move to America and work my ass off and doing a job in construction just so you could do the same thing I am. My dad's not college educated, and through his hard work I was able to go to college, and he comes from a time and place where that means a lot. So when he felt like the cycle repeated almost, it's almost like he failed. And, it took a while, but I did start to see his reasoning as to why. He's right. He worked hard. He and my mom worked hard to send me to college and to raise me up with a good life. Something vastly different from what he and my mom experienced growing up in the Philippines. And then for him to feel like I just kind of did the same thing he did and I didn't surpass or exceed him, I think disappointed him. And I guess once I started to figure that out and I thought about it some more, he's right. I'm not going to tell him that now, but he's not wrong. And that is sort of what planted the seeds of growing dissatisfied with my job and why I started looking for a new job. Something that kind of fulfilled both of what our expectations or images of what an engineer really is. Kind of the stable 9 to 5 desk job. Yeah. The going back to careers and jobs again, but you get the idea. That worry that our parents have for us, it sums up a lot of the whole immigrant parent experience. I'm sure a lot of Asian Americans and anyone who's the child of an immigrant or someone who didn't grow up in the really rich, well-off side of things. Our parents just want the best for us, even though sometimes they don't express it the greatest. Their concern and everything that they feel is out of love, and they worry for us. So I get it. Some things we have to do our own way. So that Tony and Peter moment kind of reminds me of the I don't know if there's a name or word for it, but kind of that immigrant parent experience. Go to school, get good grades, make sure you go to a good college so you can get a nice stable job. Become a doctor, become a lawyer, become an engineer, become an accountant, anything that makes a lot of money and is stable and comfortable, which is the life that they want for us. Which, they don't want us to struggle the same way that they did. And I appreciate them all the more for it. Some things don't turn out as planned. Or some things are different. Yeah, Peter as a fresh hero and a dumb kid kind of parallels how I feel as an adult. I think I know what I'm doing, but I really don't. Not in terms of I have life figured out, but more in terms of I thought things were supposed to be a certain way. You do this and you keep your head down and you do the work and you can get to certain places. But I feel like that's not the case anymore. And that over ambition and that overzealousness created a certain expectation. And then that kind of it kind of misguided me, and that was my bad. But now I know, and I have a somewhat better idea of what I'm doing, I think. I still have a lot to learn.